I want to share a word real quick about ineffective ministry. Jesus said, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. And if you look at the reason why the church is really not drawing souls to Christ is because they're trying to rule people with an iron fist. Because when you confident and know who you are and allow Jesus to really make the transition in your life, you ain't got to convince nobody of that. So it's like if the church really, let me say this, if the leaders really have been totally changed, they wouldn't be trying to force people to change. Because it's like when you have changed, you already know what it took for you to get to where you at, and know it's going to take even more for you to get to where you got to go. So you ain't got time to be, hey, straighten up. You ain't got no business being out there in the club. You ain't got no business listening to that. You ain't got time to be trying to dictate nobody else's life because you got too much work to do on yourself. So it's like when you do like Jesus did, the Bible said he read the scrolls of Isaiah and sat down. He wasn't up there talking about his bishop or, his organizational teachings and doctrine and stuff like that, or his apostle or the prophet of the house and all that old foolishness. You know what I mean? He read the word and sat down. So you don't have to worry about beating people over the head about giving if you just teach the word. Because once the word starts penetrating people's heart, they're going to automatically know what it takes to continue to keep that going and give. Simple as that. You know what they say, love isn't love until you give it away. He to have a friend must first show himself friendly. When you look at all this stuff, it really starts to make sense. And so that's why church is really not making sense. It's because it's not adding up. Because it's making people worse off than they was before they came. You got to go in there and deal with these leaders that haven't been changed. And don't let me get on the first ladies. And then you got to deal with the so-called mothers of the church, which ain't nothing but a bunch of old witches and demons, that's running people away from the church, looking down on folks, forgetting who they used to be. Let me rephrase that, who they still are in secret. So it's like when you doing ineffective ministry, you're not going to draw nobody to you. People are going to disperse and get far away from you as possible. But you always going to have a few fools that really live in a fantasy world far from reality, is because they believe anything that you tell them, because they're looking for some place to feel accepted anyway, and to feel like somebody owe them a reason to put up or tolerate what they ignorance and foolishness. So it's like a give and take thing. I'm going to bring my ignorance and foolishness and my inability to change and my dysfunction, and you accept me and I accept you, so there's no robbery and fair exchange. So I just wanted to share that real quick about ineffective ministry. Peace.